Good morning, everyone. Before we start learning about critical path analysis or CPA, I want to ask you something. Have you ever worked on a group project where everything became messy because one person submitted their part late? Or maybe you have planned a school event, a birthday party, or even a holiday trip, and suddenly one small delay caused many other problems. For example, the decorations are not ready, the food arrives late, or the presentations cannot begin on time. Why does this happen? Because many activities depend on each other. If one important task is delayed, everything else can be also be delayed. Now, imagine these situations are real business. What if a company is building a hotel, launching a new smartphone, or organizing a huge concert? A delay could cost millions of dollars. So business need a system to answer questions like which task must be done first, which activity can happen at the same time, which task is the most important, and how can we finish the project as fast as possible. This is where critical path analysis or CPA becomes very useful. CPA is a planning tool that helps business organize activities, manage time, avoid delays, and complete project efficiently. It helps manager see the entire project clearly from start to finish. Today, we will learn how to read CPA network diagram, how to calculate EST and LFT, and how identify the critical path, and how to calculate the float time. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand how business use CPA to manage projects successfully. So before we begin, let me ask you one more questions. If you are managing a big concert or school graduations event, which activity do you think would be most critical? The one that absolutely cannot be delayed. Yes. So I think that answer you should that questions you should answer by yourself by writing a comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. Also click likes button if you think this content is very helpful. Now, let's understand the basic of CPA network diagram. In CPA, a node represents an event or stage in the project. An arrow represents an activity or task. The arrow also shows the durations of the activity. For example, task A happened first, and after A is finished, task B and C begin. Task D can only begin after the task C is completed. This helps business organize project in the correct order and avoid delays. Let's now look at another example. We have 5 activities. A and B start together. C comes after A. D comes after B. E can only begin after both C and D are completed. When creating a network diagram, we must always follow the sequence correctly. This is important because some activities depend on others before they can start. Next, we learn two important concepts, EST or earliest start time, LFT or latest finish time. EST means the earliest possible time an activity can begin. LFT means the latest time an activity must finish so the whole project is not delayed. To calculate LFT, we use this formula. LFT equal next node LFT minus task duration. Business use EST and LFT to manage schedules and ensure project finish on time. Now we can see a complete network diagram with activities, durations, EST, and LFT. The number on the top, the node show the EST. The number, of the bottom node shows the LFT. When calculating, we move forward through the diagram to find EST and move backward to find LFT. This process helps manager understand the timing every activities in the project. So now we come to the most important part, the critical path. The critical path is the longest path through the network and determines the shortest possible time to complete the project. Activities on the critical path have zero float. That means they cannot be delayed. If one critical activity is late, the entire project will also be late. In the diagram, the critical activities are marked with the double slashes. Here we have larger example with activities A until G. Each activity has an order, predecessor, and durations in a days. To complete the network, draw the activities in the correct sequence. Add durations, calculate EST, calculate LFT, and identify the critical path. This is how project manager organize complex projects like constructions, events, or product launches. Now let's calculate the earliest start time. We start from 0 because the project begins at day 0. For example, activities A takes 4 days. Therefore, B can only start on day 4. Then D start after B finish. We continue moving forward through the network. And the final result shows that the earliest completion time for the project is 35 days. You can see here. Next, we calculate the latest finish time. This time, we move backward from the end of the project. The G finish on day 35. Since G takes 5 days, the previous node must finish day 30. We continue subtracting durations backward through the network. This tells us the latest possible finishing times without delaying the project. Now, if we identify the critical path, now we compare EST and LFT. Activities with no difference between EST and LFT are critical activities. The critical path in this example is A, C, E, F, and G. These activities cannot be delayed. If one of them is late, the project will finish later than 35 days. Now let's learn about the total float. The total float means the amount of the delay allowed without delaying the whole project. The formula is the total float equal LFT minus durations and minus EST. For example, if the answer is 2, the activity can be delayed by 2 days without affecting the project deadline. Free float is slightly different. The free float means the delay allowed without delaying the next activity. The free float is the EST next minus durations and the EST current. Free float help manager understanding flexibility between tasks. Here we calculate the total float for each activity we can see. Activities on the critical path have zero float, while non-critical activities like B and D have some spare time. For examples, B has total float of 3 days. That means B can be delayed for 3 days without affecting the project completion time. So you can see here in the table. So finally, we learn about dummy activities. So this is the dummy activities. That means no time, use no resources, and it's only used to show logical relationship between tasks. Dummy activities are important when drawing accurate network diagram. Is this correct? So please write the comments below. So to conclude, CPA helps the business plan project, and effectively EST and LFT help calculate timing. The critical path shows the most important activities. Float show how much delay is possible. CPA is widely used in constructions, event management, manufacturing, and business operations because it helps project finish on time and reduce risk. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, just put your questions on the comment below. And again, don't forget to subscribe, share, and likes. Thank you. See you again next time.